Sadvaitam Savadutam Trijanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ascharya Deshatarine Shri Vrishabhanavi Devi Daitaya Vibhavdaye Krishna Sambandham Vijnanam Daine Bhagave Namaha Madhuryojvalam Premadyam Shri Rupaduga Bhaktida Shri Gora Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruda Pasidanta Twanta Hadine Namo Gora Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamba Sambode Dambujaya Te Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gora Shakti Rupaya Rupanuga Rayate Gora Vibhava Umeswam Nideshka Saj Janapriyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vanchakalpa Charubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Ya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvashe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Mani Bhaktashaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Tapta Kanchana
Kanchana
Gaurangi
Gaurangi
Radhe Vrindavaneshwari
Radhe Vrindavaneshwari
Vrishabhanusute
Vrishabhanusute
Devi Pranamami
Devi Pranamami
Hari Priye
Hari Priye
Jaya Shri Krishna
Jai Shri Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita
Shri Advaita
Radha
Radha
Shri Vasari
Shri Vasari
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Now we're going to chant the pranams to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then after we chant each pranam, we're going to offer the Pushpanjali. Nama Om
Nama Om
Vishnu Padaya
Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Preshtaya
Krishna Preshtaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimate
Srimate
Bhaktisiddhanta
Bhaktisiddhanta
Saraswati
Saraswati
Namine
Namine
Pushpanjali. Esha Pushpanjali. Nama Om
Nama Om
Vishnu Padaya
Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Preshtaya
Krishna Preshtaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimate
Srimate
Bhaktisiddhanta
Bhaktisiddhanta
Saraswati
Saraswati
Namine
Namine
Esha Pushpanjali. Nama Om
Nama Om
Vishnu Padaya
Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Preshtaya
Krishna Preshtaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimate
Srimate
Bhaktisiddhanta
Bhaktisiddhanta
Saraswati
Saraswati
Namine
Namine
Esha Pushpanjali. Divine Grace Ace, Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki
Jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta
Hari bol, Nitai God, Hari bol. Nitai God, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nitai God, Hari bol. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya, Jaya, Prabhupada. Jayong Vishnupad Paramahansa, Prabhupada Ashtotara Shata, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayong Vishnupad Paramahansa, Prabhupada Ashtotara Shata, His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaur Bhaktarinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Gopa Gopinath, Shama Kund, Radha Kund, Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki Jai. Yamuna Maya Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj's disappearance day Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
So I was thinking about where to read in this book, the Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhava, and I thought it'd be good to start with the preface, because I've noticed in all of the books from His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami that I've gotten the great fortune to read, is he'll mention how the book should be read in the preface, and then also what one should get from the book, or what the effect of reading it should be. So, and then we'll also see some key information about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and the preface. And then after that, if there's time, I'll just continue reading it from where I left off, which is a chapter called Rapid Expansion. And then throughout the day, whenever there's time, I'll try to keep reading it on here in the Zoom. Okay. From my initial days in devotional life, I was fascinated by the personality of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I often reflected on the painting of him in the ISKCON temple at Bury Place, London, his serious gaze as if descending directly from Goloka Vrindavan. He was known as a lion-like guru for his power in combating non-devotional theories. Oh, sorry. There's one thing I wanted to read first. At the very beginning of the book, there's a picture of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and a quote, so I'll read that. Here's the picture. If to carry out the command of the Vaishnava Guru, I have to be arrogant or brutish, or suffer eternal perdition, I am prepared to welcome such eternal damnation and even sign a contract to that effect. I will not listen to the words of malicious persons in lieu of the command of Sri Guru Dev. I will dissipate with indomitable courage and conviction the currents of thought of the rest of the world, relying on the strength derived from the lotus feet of Sri Guru Dev. I confess to this arrogance. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And the note about this picture here, which is the next page. In his room at the Kunja Bihari Mat in Radhakund, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati instructed Sri Abai Charanaravinda Das, if you ever get money, print books. Also present were Sri Ananta Vasudev Das, shown here fanning Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and a son of Sri Abai Charanaravinda Das. Based on a description told by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to his disciple Sri Adi Keshava Das. This scene was painted by another of his disciples, Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Das. Okay. Then there's one Mangala Charana, which we'll go past, and then there's the author's submission, and then the preface. From my initial days in devotional life, I was fascinated by the personality of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I often reflected on the painting of him in the ISKCON temple at Bury Place, London, with his serious gaze, as if descending directly from Goloka Vrindavan. He was known as a lion-like guru for his power in combating non-devotional theories. Who would not be impressed by his erudition, strictness, austerity, fearless dedication to truth, unflinching devotion to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Sri Radha Krishna, and unveering preaching of their glories? Our own spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, another empowered Acharya, through his unbreakable bond of devotion to his Guru Dev, Srila Saraswati Thakur, has linked us eternally to him and the entire Parampara. There is no intrinsic difference between the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and those of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Considering this, and that Bhaktivedanta Vani is perfect and complete, one may question the necessity of studying Bhaktisiddhanta Vani. In reply, we should understand the principle that the Guru is one, yet manifests in multiple forms, each a distinct individual with a specific and unique contribution. All acharyas deliver the same message, but with differing style and emphasis. No guru is self-made, but is dependent on and to be understood in terms of the parampara he represents. Without clear understanding of these subtle points of Guru Tattva, no one can become a genuine shishya. Hence, for spiritual progress, it is essential to learn in depth and from an authorized source about the character, activities, and teachings of previous acharyas. Typical of a bona fide guru, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada never took credit for his achievements, but attributed them to the blessings of his own Guru Maharaj. Devotees who worship those achievements will naturally be eager to know of the extraordinarily empowered sadhu who gave rise to another acharya as significant as His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who repeatedly pointed out that it is not sufficient simply to believe that God is great. One must know how He is great. Similarly, a sincere disciple should not merely accept as axiomatic that his guru is exalted, but should strive to comprehend how he is so by reverently studying his instructions and behavior. Whatever a pure devotee of Krishna does and says is invaluable for conditioned souls trying to follow in his footsteps. This is especially true of the special acharyas who come to this plane specifically to uplift fallen souls. Thus, in the course of preaching duties in Bengal during the late 1970s and throughout the 1980s, I relished several opportunities to hear stories and teachings of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur from some of his direct disciples and grand disciples. Gleaning here and there gems of information about our Parama Guru, my heart filled with wonder and pride at being connected to such a towering transcendental luminary, and my eagerness to learn more about him increased. Realizing that numerous valuable pastimes and instructions of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur could be systematically collected from his remaining disciples, I sometimes contemplated doing so, but as an insignificant member of the devotee community, I felt it would be presumptuous to attempt such an important endeavor that would entail approaching many senior Vaishnavas. Yet, toward the end of 1985, having gradually built up courage and considering that no one else was likely to undertake this task, I set out to meet the few disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati still present in the world. Unfortunately, before I was able to meet Srimad B.R. Sridhar Maharaj, who might have revealed oceans of nectarian events, he had become indisposed and was hardly speaking, and then he passed away. Initially, I visited different ashrams of the Gaudiya Math diaspora and met a few elderly sannyasis and brahmacharis. The quest for Srila Saraswati Thakur's householder disciples led me to many places in Bengal, Orissa, and Vrindavan, including some remote spots and dead ends. Although eventually I found the whereabouts of most of the few remaining disciples, many of them either did not take me seriously or, having had minimal association, let's see. Or having had minimal association with Srila Saraswati Thakur, had little to say. Others were happy to meet me, but seemed unable to focus on the topic for which I had approached them. Having gathered smatters of information, by good fortune, I was advised by a devotee to meet Shripad Jati Shekhara Prabhu, who had joined the Gaudiya Math in 1926 as a brahmachari, and who frequently saw and heard from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. After the breakup of his guru's institution, Jati Shekhara Prabhu withdrew to live as a householder. During several visits of a few days each, as we sat together on the floor of the tiny thatched roof temple at his home in Cuttack, Orissa, Jati Shekhara Prabhu revealed dozens of stories about Srila Saraswati Thakur. He told me, "You are like a train, and I have the goods. You will take the goods to the destination." For many years I was carrying these memories of my Guru Maharaj. Sometimes I recalled them, yet being engaged in family affairs, I was mostly forgetting them. But now that you have come, these things will not be lost. They will be revealed to the world. Reflecting the love he had received from his Gurudev, Jati Shekhara Prabhu was kind to me. He appreciated his godbrother A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami's contribution in spreading their Guru's mission, but as a lifelong supporter of Sri Ananta Vasudev Prabhu, later known as Sri Bhakti Prasad Puri Goswami, and then as Sri Puri Das, and Srimad B.K. Odulomi Maharaj, both controversial figures in Gaudiya Math history, he maintained distinct differences of opinion regarding certain things that His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada had done. While Jati Shekhara Prabhu and I could not agree on everything, we met on the happy ground of jointly glorifying Srila Saraswati Thakur to the world, and thus developed a relationship of mutual respect and affection. My original intention was simply to compile unpublished anecdotes of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, but ultimately I decided to give a more composite overview of his activities, achievements, and teachings. Hence, I chose to also present his biography and some of his philosophical explanations, essays, and discourses, and to include already told vignettes well worth repeating. This led me to consult available literature by and about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, especially the diverse biographical works in Bengali and English, as well as his extant letters and abstracts of lectures and conversations. From Saraswati Jai Shri, an anthology of disciples' recollections that was first printed in 1935, I culled dozens of anecdota never before published in English. Although unsystematic and documenting only from 1911 to 1925, Saraswati Jai Shri is the most authoritative contemporary work about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, from which all subsequent biographies have directly or indirectly drawn much information. And my previous failure to have interviewed Srimad B.R. Sridhar Maharaj was largely compensated when, some 15 years after his departure, I gained access to various narratives and insights recorded in transcriptions of conversations with him. Another valuable source for me was the body of statements by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada about his Guru Maharaj. Okay. Well, hopefully we can finish the preface. Okay. Several times when I thought my task nearly complete, important research material that I was previously unaware of became available to me. Thus, the undertaking seemed to assume a life of its own, gradually expanding to an extent I had not imagined upon its commencement. Major input was proffered by a Russian disciple of Sripad Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, who, on Maharaj's order, had learned Bengali and spent years collecting and preserving the printed Vani of Srila Saraswati Thakur, during which he became closely acquainted with it, and with many orally preserved anecdotes about Srila Saraswati Thakur. This devotee, who requested anonymity, graciously spent several weeks with me, combing over the text, providing suggestions, clarifications, relevant material, and photos of Srila Saraswati Thakur. His contribution significantly ameliorated the growing tome. Since Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's Vaibhava, grandeur and glory, is principally manifested in his Vilas, pastimes, and Vani, teachings, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhava attempts to give an intimate look at his Vilas, the reminiscences of those who lived with him, and to thereby reveal his attributes, character, and achievements, insofar as they may be apprehended by limited sensibility. For a great person is known not only by his achievements and instructions, but also by his conduct, his commitment to live by what he professes, and his genuine regard and empathy for others, as manifested at each moment and in every detail of his life. In addition, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhava presents drops of the vast and fathomless ocean that constitutes Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's Vani, which, being inseparable from and the very meaning of his Vilas, reveal not only his extraordinary intellectual depth, but even more the magnitude of his transcendental personality. And because that personality is saturated with and non-different from Bhakti Vinod, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhava necessarily also provides some insights and anecdotes illuminating the renown of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Readers eager for what they consider nectar, and thus inclined to hear only stories and not philosophy, are urged not to skim through the specifically philosophical sections of this book, for without Bhakti Siddhanta, it is impossible even to begin to appreciate the qualities and activities of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. As he himself taught, although Vani and Vapu are inseparable, Vani is more important than vision through materially formed eyes. Vapu can be understood through Vani, but not vice versa. There's a his very name being expressive of philosophical instruction, to neglect or poo-poo the Vani, that is the essence of his being, that is the essence of his being, is necessarily a disservice and offense to him. Actual benefit will accrue to those who peruse the entire contents thoughtfully and prayerfully, with faith that imbibing his message will lead to the summit of spiritual perfection. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's numerous, unique, divinely inspired, and amazingly per perspicacious, sorry, perspicacious philosophical insights were typically present in a Bengali so turgid and difficult to satisfactorily translate that in their pristine form they are accessible only to those few adepts possessing sufficient linguistic, cerebral, and devotional qualifications. Therefore, nearly all seekers in subsequent generations will better approach the legacy of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur via the simplified yet no less spiritually potent expositions of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Indeed, for persons with little grounding in those teachings, many of the topics in Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhava will likely be incomprehensible. This book is not for beginners. Somehow I got to read a little bit of it anyway. Okay, so it's over the time. So now there is prasadam downstairs. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. No, I'm not sure, but I can send a message in the group when we'll continue again. Okay, that'd be nice. Mhm. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.